Welcome to the Coffee House Network. Today we are going to talk about Bitcoin. If you haven't been on before, we meet live and in person often in Whistler at Engel and Volkers with Kathy White. She's one of our amazing local real estate agents that's helped sponsor the Coffee House Network. They have a beautiful conference room, and once we can all meet again after all of this virus is gone, we will start back to our podcasting there. For now, we are meeting online. And you can also go check out our podcast. My name's Anissa Jane. You can go and find my YouTube channel. You can also find a lot of our podcasts with the ladies meeting. It's just a live event that we do in Vancouver on the last Tuesday of the month. But this month it's going to be online, the 31st, Tuesday the 31st, March 2020. We'll be meeting online, and you can find your connection onto the conference at the entrepreneurcollective.com. So today I have Estie and Christine, and we're going to actually talk about Bitcoin. If you don't know what it is, Christine is going to give us a little bit of an introduction to what it is, who she is, why she's in it, and Estie is going to show us why, as a small business person, that needs to be maybe be a little bit of a part of your overall business structure. So welcome, ladies.
Thanks. Good to be here. Thank you.
How did you guys meet?
Oh gosh, Christine, we've known each other since like early 2000, like 11, 12, something like that. I think we originally met. I actually worked for Christine and her business partners for a period of time back in 2013, 14. They had a number of different businesses, and I was working with them. But they'd been involved with some other things as well that I was involved with, like Lioness at the time.
Oh gosh,
was another one. Yeah.
So
we
kept in touch. First of all, just to back it up a little, Estie, you have Dermabright Clinic in Vancouver, which is currently shut because of the COVID orders.
Yes.
And what else?
We have them. Yeah, well, that's my core business, but I've always done some consulting on the side. And then I believe as an entrepreneur that in my opinion, we should have multiple streams of income. So I'm always intrigued. I do direct sales for Beamer. I'm a distributor. I've been doing taking ASEA, and I sell it in my clinic as well. And then now I've put some money into a Bitcoin product that I think is interesting because it's passive. You don't have to do anything really, just kind of monitor it and manage it. And that's something that Christine sort of brought me into as well, something she's been doing for a little while. So that's what got us talking about Bitcoin. And I just feel it's one of those things a lot of people are intrigued by, but they don't really know how it works or what it's about. How can I get involved? So I thought this was a good one to bring to the forefront with the group, and at least, spike the interest. And if people are interested, we can do subsequent sessions to talk about Infinite and some other things of how to get involved. But again, from a business perspective, it's another way to make some money. With the money that you're making in your business, how can you make your business work for you? Because right now it's challenging. I mean, you're not getting anything in the bank. Real estate's kind of a question mark right now because of what's going on. So where else can you park your money that you can expect some kind of a return? And I think there's avenues with that, and Bitcoin's one of them.
And I've been following Bitcoin since my son was a baby. He's now 23, but we didn't even, I mean, as a young mom, I don't think at the time I even had a credit card. I didn't know how to buy Bitcoin online. We were still doing web circles as I was designing websites and learning how to become a graphic designer, and social media hadn't even been thought of yet. So I've been watching it for a long time. I'm one of those people who lost a password too at one point, even though I bought a little bit of it. Christine, how did you get into what you do now? What's your main business, and what do you do with Bitcoin?
Okay, so I've been in the financial business for around over 35 years. So I used to be in the financial planning business, used to own a broker company, securities dealer, public companies, lots of different types of investments, and consulting with businesses. So I've started trading in the stock market when I was 20, bought lots of different assets for a long time. And my husband bought Bitcoin when it was $300. And
yeah, I remember those days.
That's only because we had a tech person that recommended it. So I started doing Bitcoin more as a business about 3 years ago, right around when it was around $900. And at that time, there were lots of different programs to buy Bitcoin and invest in as different ways of making money. And Bitcoin, I would say, has revolutionized the situation for the everyday person the unemployed person, the young person, everybody that can't afford to buy a house, all of the young people, it has revolutionized in terms of what their opportunities are to make money and to have a different life. And then for everybody else that comes from a more traditional business world like myself, and everybody from a different age group, you know, when we grew up, it was typewriters before it became cell phones and internet, right? For us, it takes a little bit to change your mindset from a traditional way of handling money and transactions to going to digital. Like it took, you know, in everything, like it took for us to go to internet. You know, a lot of young people are better with internet and apps and games than most of us are. But the key with Bitcoin, there's so many factors that people should get involved in terms of ease of use, anonymity, and small transactions, speed of transactions, merchant transactions. That's why. And secondly, in today's world, with what we're going through today with the coronavirus, that's going to affect the entire world, which it has. But I mean, from a financial perspective and economical perspective, there will be most likely a recession. And of course, with people not having jobs and everything shut down, there'll be many things that are affected. And the most important thing that's going to be affected for many people is money and access to money. So to me, Bitcoin is something that can be done from your house, can be done digitally, can be done online and electronically around the globe, and it doesn't need a language. That's why Bitcoin will survive and thrive in a time like this, and will probably go up a lot.
When I think one of the challenges is that people see it, I still see it as a stock, even though I have a brother who pays rent with Bitcoin. He's bought a car with Bitcoin. He's bought, you know, lots of big things, and he knows how to trade in the different currencies, and he does the Bitcoin in the markets. So I get it maybe a little bit more than most, but I still have a mental challenge getting over the idea that I can do small transactions with Bitcoin. So I think that's one of the things that people are going to find enlightening, how to open a Bitcoin wallet and use it as an investment tool as well. Is going to be a great thing to learn about, I think, in the coming days.
Yes, I think that when it comes to Bitcoin in everyday use, Bitcoin is not everyday use. When I talk to merchants, let's say, like you would use cash, which is, we call cash fiat money, and Bitcoin is obviously digital currency. So Bitcoin is not accepted worldwide with all merchants yet, because that's a change of going from, let's say, a wallet that is a digital wallet to a physical wallet. So it's like having a physical MasterCard with a digital money, and you put it into that to use it. So it's not something that people necessarily have gotten used to, and it's not necessarily pervasive throughout the world and throughout every city, even in North America, that will accept it. But that doesn't mean that there's lots of ways to be able to make money, because it's easy to get Bitcoin, make money with Bitcoin, send Bitcoin in terms of as money, and then as well be able to then down the road withdraw it. So as
well,
it
I think
becomes,
people don't understand, you could take that Bitcoin currency and put it onto the equivalent of a credit card, like onto a MasterCard or a Visa, right?
Yeah. So for example, there's an online app right now that we can talk about another day that I'm working with, where you would be able to have be able to put your coins on there, sell your coins, be able to use it. You know, so as that happens, there will be newer methods of people taking the Bitcoin, selling it, and being able to use it on a card. Obviously, it's not there with all cards, but it is accepted in many areas that people don't know about. Many big companies accept Bitcoin, but people don't know because it's not on their websites necessarily. It's not something people are aware of, but they don't know how to, but it will be.
Can you name a couple of big companies, for example, that do accept Bitcoin?
I was told that Amazon did as well, right? But again, it might not be Amazon here. It might be Amazon in another country, right? And I was told that there was ways of doing it with PayPal, etc. So if you want me to come up with companies that do, again, some of it has to do with the countries, right? Because Bitcoin is global. So some countries are a little bit more advanced in certain areas, just like in medicine.
It at a state level already.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the States, it's a lot different. It's same with here in Canada. But I would say that probably in areas of Europe, right? In areas of Europe where their banking is so far different than it is here, that Bitcoin is going to be accepted in many areas where it's not accepted necessarily in North America. right? So I think those are the differences.
And China too, I would imagine, is
Yeah.
very much ahead
And
of,
probably a lot of part of Asia, exactly.
yeah.
So if you want me to come up with that, we could have another session where we can kind of go over those
Yeah, for
details.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to maybe just do that? You have a video on
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Are you able to easily put that up on the
Yep.
screen? Or
I'm
do I
going
have to
do
share?
that.
I don't know if I have to make you presenter or anything.
I can share screen.
Okay, perfect.
Let's see here if I can get here. So
Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet.
sorry, don't know why this.
It's working.
It's working.
Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source, and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
Okay.
Super cute. Up here in Whistler, the Summit Hotel actually has a Bitcoin machine. So if you want to buy Bitcoin, you can come up and have a coffee with me at the co-working space there, and you can go and buy Bitcoin.
I need to stop the share. Just hold on 1 second. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that.
Back. I think the other place there's a Bitcoin is in machine as well, is in Waves.
It's a digital currency which aims to do away with all the problems we have.
Whoops, what's going on there? Sorry. Are you hearing that?
Yep.
Yeah, your YouTube video is still running.
Everything we buy today has to go through a bank or credit card company who take a cut of the transaction.
There we go.
There.
So I think there's also a coin, I'm assuming it's still there's a Bitcoin machine where you can trade your literal cash in for a receipt to put into your digital wallet as well. Or I think it also scans up QR code as well to add to your wallet right from your phone, right to your wallet on your phone.
I'm going to show you a wallet that you can use that I'm not sure, just in case people don't know about this wallet called blockchain.com.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good wallet for everybody to use.
So explain what a wallet is, Christine.
So the way Bitcoin works is that where normally you have cash physically in your hand and you're going to a physical bank and you have money you take out of the bank, Bitcoin is basically a formula that's a combination of letters and numbers, and it's basically kind of in the air, if you know what I mean. When you buy it, you have to have it on a wallet, either physically in terms of like what they would call a digital device, like a ledger. You could actually put it in, or you have a wallet that is a website address that you're able to put it in. That's basically how you have.
And some people, I guess, they put them onto, like you said, a digital device. And then I know my brother taps codes into metal or something. Do you know anything about that? Like the passwords and things?
What do you mean taps codes into metal?
I guess because he's got a lot of different codes to remember.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you have
Never
different
get lost.
codes. You have different codes that you would have to be able to get the, in terms of, that's just a passcode. A passcode to get it on, right? That's how that.
I think it's really important to really tell people how serious it is about their passcodes, because I did buy a tiny bit of Bitcoin when it was $300 and I've lost the password for it. So
That's
You don't,
excellent.
there's no password reset for Bitcoin. Really important information.
How much Bitcoin did you buy?
Oh, it wasn't much, but it would have been worth something now because it was so long ago, right? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Bitcoin is a little bit, it's anonymous, but in a way we have to be careful with it because it's anonymous, they don't keep track of it like a bank would. So the benefit of it is also something that you want to be careful of. The benefit is that they leave you alone. It's your money. It's really your money on Bitcoin, but on the blockchain. But you have to be able to, you have to be able to keep track of the information, that all the codes, etc., to keep track of your money and be able to.
well, I
get
think
it
you
back.
do have to legally declare if you make a lot of income off it now, don't you, in Canada?
I think that people have to declare Bitcoin like they would have to declare anything else that they would have
So that'll
As
made.
an
go down to
income.
your,
Yeah,
yeah,
technically, yes, it's income.
yeah. So depending on your jurisdiction, you do have to legally declare income from Bitcoin as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the interesting thing that I see happening is that countries are starting to get involved, right, Christine? They're actually developing their own Bitcoin. So I heard the American government is actually creating their own American Bitcoin. So you know
And
that there's
Facebook, which is kind of its own country.
yeah, so there's a tipping point that's happening where you had this sort of movement that was really run by private citizens as a way to have some autonomy with money and not be beholden to the banking system, that you've actually now got this tipping point where you have governments that are actually participating. So it's almost making it an even more legitimate tool, right, in terms of a commerce tool. So I think that's another reason why people need to pay attention, is that, this is not some fly-by-night thing that's going away. It's actually quite here to stay. And we're actually seeing the development of other types of digital currencies. I mean, Bitcoin is just one example. And Christine can maybe speak to that too. There's all sorts of different kinds of digital currencies. And I think, Bitcoin's what the original, but it doesn't mean that it's the only one that people can look at.
It's the Kleenex of the what's called blockchain world. Blockchain,
first to market.
Yeah, and what blockchain is the code that Bitcoin sits on, basically, right? From what I understand.
Say that again.
From what I understand, if you hear the word blockchain, for people that don't know anything about it, it's the code that's written that Bitcoin and all the other currencies
Yes.
sit on. So everything is written in it's all coded, but it's a code that stacks and continually connects every bit of Bitcoin together or digital currency, that it can all be tracked forever. So unlike a physical coin, you don't know where that's ever been.
Yes.
Blockchain is the code behind it that tracks where it has always ever been.
Yeah, so blockchain, the reason blockchain is changing the world is that up until now, we started off with paper. So you'd have paper fax, you'd have paper scanned and emailed, etc. You would be sending wires, which is a banking way of sending money. But today with blockchain, you're basically sending records digitally, and those records cannot be changed. So I'm going to give you an example of, let's say, Costco. So Costco uses blockchain. So if you want to separate companies using blockchain versus companies using Bitcoin. So Costco and many mainstream companies use blockchain, because blockchain, think of blockchain like train tracks. The train tracks that combine one location to another. Let's say the train tracks combine everywhere in the world together around the globe. Those are the train tracks, that's blockchain. Okay, the train that goes on it, that's Bitcoin. So there could be lots of trains, different trains. But blockchain as a track covers everything. So to give you an example why blockchain would happen, all you have to think about is just the entire, I saw a presentation about the entire food market and waste. And also if you have a disease, or if something goes wrong with a particular piece of food, where they're recalling it, if they have to go back and track, let's say that goes to a grocery store, and they have to go back and track who delivered it, what trucking company, and they have to go back and look at their route and where they picked up from. And they've got to go to warehouses and different countries, maybe it came from South America. They've got to track all the way back to that to find that. If you have blockchain, okay, and like I said, with Costco, they could track mangoes, let's say, coming to them. And they would be able to track all of those, and all of them would be on the blockchain. All the numbers, all of them put in, it would all be tracked. If anything went wrong, they could track where it came from. So what that does, it saves huge amounts of time and money. So all businesses can track shipping, okay?
I believe FedEx uses blockchain as well.
Yeah, so hospital records, like if a hospital burned down, for example, and they had physical paper records, right? Real estate transactions, if somebody has a paper record. So that's why blockchain is huge, because it's permanent, it can't be changed. Bitcoin being digital, the main reason I would say that people should look at Bitcoin is that with money, you don't really use fractional money. And also if you had money here and you had coins, you can't really take coins here, go somewhere else to another country and use coins. Like in the States, your coins in Canada aren't accepted in the States. It's physical dollars to dollars, right? And so what happens is that blockchain is fractional. You can say, I want 25.8739. It goes up to like 8 digits of fractions. So you can have any amount. People used to send money to, a lot of people used Western Union to send money. Let's say people in the Philippines would send money back home because they were here working and sending money to their family. They'd have to go use, let's say, Western Union, which had a cost of $30 to transfer, let's say $300, right? And then the exchange rate. But if they could use blockchain, they could take $300, okay, buy Bitcoin for $300. Maybe it costs them, $5, $3, depending. They send that, okay, it arrives in 20 minutes, an hour, as opposed to going the other route, right? That person takes it and goes sells it. Again, maybe it costs them $2, $3, and they get it. So instantly you can send $50, $100, $200. People can send money anywhere in the world. Someone is stranded. Your son is stranded somewhere on a holiday. There's an emergency. You've got to get him money. All he has to do is have a wallet. You have a wallet. You buy Bitcoin, you send it to him, instantly he has money. What if it's a Sunday, you have to go to the bank to get a wire, the bank is closed, etc. You can't send him money. So what I'm saying is that it's good because you can send it anywhere in the world. It'll arrive within, an hour or a few hours, depending on how you send it. In terms of if blockchain's busy, it'll take longer. If it's really quick, you just use priority and it goes there within an hour. You can send any amount you want anywhere. It has nothing to do with language, and everywhere in the world you can sell it. You can sell it online, you can buy it online, you can do it physically. Of course,
At any time.
At any time, all around the world.
That's amazing, eh?
It is anonymous. So when it started, its appeal was that it was anonymous. That's why it was appealing with young people originally, and a lot of tech people, let's say, they could buy it. They might have been not happy with the government or with the situation with taxes or their life or whatever, and they wanted to do it more. In the beginning, it was more like, great, I can have this money, it's a bit anonymous. But today, it's more that it serves the purpose of being able to send money easily and quickly and with very low costs, and basically instantly in any language anywhere in the world for any amount in a fraction. You could send $5 somewhere if you wanted to. So that's the key. When it comes to how you deal with Bitcoin tax-wise, Bitcoin is an asset like stocks are an asset. So in the area of Bitcoin, to give you an example, if you bought a stock and you made money in 12 months, and in that 12 months, you also bought something else and lost money, Bitcoin would be considered a capital gain. You would have to look at your Bitcoin, say you bought it, say you sold it, and it depends on when you put the money into your bank account. So when you put the money into your bank account, if you had $3,000 worth of Bitcoin, and you put the money in your bank account and you sold all your Bitcoin and you had 4,000, so you made $1,000, you would basically declare from January to December all your capital gains, all your capital losses, and the Bitcoin would be your gain. The reason a lot of people like Bitcoin, and I'm not advocating one way or another, is because when they buy the Bitcoin, the money goes out of the bank account and it's in this private sector of coins. And when they're doing that, what happens is they could basically take the Bitcoin, buy other products with Bitcoin, use those products, and it may never hit their bank account. So it may never, they may get their money in Bitcoin, spend it in Bitcoin around the world, and make money with it, but never put it back into their bank account. So there's no record of it in their bank account, right? This is money they've already paid tax on because it got into their bank account and they declare their yearly income. But when they take it and put Bitcoin, they could move it to different assets. So there's a wallet that people can use called blockchain.com. And hold on here. I just want to show you this wallet here.
Okay, and then we'll do a wrap up after that.
Sure. This is the wallet here. See if I can just move us down here a little bit. I can't, but anyway, this is the wallet here. So this is a wallet called blockchain.com. It's a millions and millions of wallets around the world. You would be able to download the app, blockchain.com. This is Bitcoin. This shows you the price of Bitcoin. And it would show you all the history. If I sent Bitcoin, if I received Bitcoin, anything like that. That's what it shows there, different transactions that we've done all along the way, different values, right? And the only other one that I want to show you is this one, which is coinmarket.cat. That will show you all different coins. So this is Bitcoin itself here. This shows you how much the market is, the volume, okay, in terms of 27 billion. Sorry, let's go down here in Bitcoin here. So basically it shows you where we are there with, this is kind of the different exchanges.
So this is like the equivalent of when I go on to my Scotiabank trading site, my iTrade account. I can look at all the different markets, all the different stocks and things that I can buy and sell, right?
Yeah, yeah, CoinMarketCap. All the different coins in essence, right? So basically Bitcoin is a currency, but not everything else is a currency. Everything else is basically a, everything else is a non-currency, right? So everything else is more of a like a stock, but they're a coin.
So can I just bring to the act of buying on blockchain? If you're buying crypto on blockchain, you can use your credit card, right? To say I want to buy the equivalent of half a Bitcoin, for instance.
Yeah.
And you buy that with a credit card on the blockchain site. And
not on the blockchain.com site. No, that's a wallet.
Okay, so you would buy where are you buying the actual, what are you using to actually purchase?
Well, I buy
Bitcoin?
privately. So I buy from
Okay.
wholesalers because I buy and sell Bitcoin individually. So people come to me, they send me money, I buy Bitcoin, I send them Bitcoin. There's also an online site I can give you a link to once I'm just finishing KYC. That would be good that people can buy. Some sites you can buy with credit cards, some you can buy with e-transfers. Some work in Canada, some work going in the States, some work globally. So you can buy
and many towns, big cities like us, like I said before, you can go in and just buy it with cash as well. You can go to Waves in Vancouver. You can go to the Summit Hotel up here in Whistler, and you can just put in a couple $100. You get a receipt back, which you then put into your. It scans right into your wallet. Super easy.
Exactly. So
what are the commissions?
They're like ATM machines. Pardon me?
What are the commissions running for buying Bitcoin these days?
Probably the most expensive commissions will be on the ATM machines because they're convenient. So they'll be in specific coffee stores. Like the first ATM in Vancouver started at Waves downtown.
Waves. So
Waves and a few other blends, I think, has a few. Those are the ATM machines. For convenience, you're paying a higher commission, probably over 7 or 8%, up to 10% maybe, depending what it was and depending on the store. And then you can buy through people that buy and sell Bitcoin like myself. Probably I'm cheaper than the people that you'd buy online, and probably online you might be paying, depending, 3.5%, maybe 4%, up to 5%. So online you'd have an online account, e-transfer, or credit card. There's different options for that, right? So in that case, you would
let's just
open
wrap it up just because we're running out of time.
Yes.
Estrelita, how are you using this to supplement your income and just have a breadth of income as an entrepreneur? Because even though you have a brick and mortar store, you've set yourself up with other forms of ways of making money.
So, I mean, there's a couple of ways. One is that you could be a trader, right? You could actually get involved on the trading side through Forex trading, and that's one way as a platform. However, it's way more time intensive and you really have to learn it, and it takes time. And most entrepreneurs don't have that kind of time,
Yeah, you
including
need to take
me.
a course, basically.
Yeah, and there are some really cool platforms out there to actually help with that. But again, for most of us, that's just not a feasible way of doing it. So the other way is to actually be involved with something that's passive, where you put your money in. It's, you know, a proven concept. It's you understand who the players are, and there are people who have lost money in Bitcoin because some of these nebulous people who create some of these sites are not what they seem. I think we've all been victim of that to some degree as this market was kind of growing and emerging. But so Christine, do your research, and Christine introduced me to a company called Infinite. We will put the link in as well, which I really like from what I've been watching it. And we can maybe now's not the time to do an overview, but basically you put your money in and it's you get a return, 1 to 3% return on the Bitcoin as a gross, and then there's costs that come out of that. But you can look at an annual, at a monthly return of 12%, safe to say, Christine?
10 to 12% approximately.
10 to 12%
They do
return.
trade. It's a robot, kind of robotic trading, and they don't take risks. What I mean by that is they make a trade within about 3 seconds. So they find different discrepancies in prices. They buy and sell at the same time. So just like if you went to buy a computer and you went to 4 stores in the city, you'd have different prices of the same computer. They would find Bitcoin on different prices through different, let's say, websites. And what they would do is they would buy it at one place, sell it at another. So they buy and sell about 4 pairs automatically by robot, overseen by tech people that have written the program. They're able to make many transactions every hour and every day.
What's the minimal investment to start into something like that?
Minimal is $500 US. And you get paid
we
daily.
encourage. Yeah.
Yeah. You get
Encourage
paid
1,000.
daily. Exactly.
Because the slightly higher you get a better scenario when you, so
Yeah.
I put 1,000 in. 1,000 US, you're in. You can go higher, get different kinds of higher returns. But so again, I don't need to do much. I just go in. I do like to see what's going on. You can see it sort of accumulating, and then you can take that money and put it back into trade. You can compound it, right? So, and then once you kind of have earned back your initial start, you can take that money out, and then it's just trading what you've earned, and then you don't have to worry about, you've already gotten your money out. So a lot of people do, right? They just trade until they get their original investment, or they just keep it in there and just keep it compounding. So there's different strategies that you can use, but I like this idea because it's simple, and it seems to be they've got a niche with how they're trading, and they're micro trades. So they're not putting all your money into one trade and flipping a coin, hoping that it works, right? It's just it's using this automated bot programs, which is really how most forex people of any kind of forex are doing. It's computer AI based, right? I mean, artificial intelligence has really opened up this door because it does it much more efficiently than humans would. It's managed by humans, but the actual trades are being done by bots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's a lot more to learn about this, and maybe if you've seen this recording of the coffee house, we don't know, it's being recorded right now. It's March
28th.
29th. We're all losing track a little bit, all being in isolation for COVID. If anyone's interested, contact Estie or Christine or myself, and we'll put, if you're watching this during the Design Your Beautiful Life, Build Your Epic Lifestyle conference, then we'll look at putting together a flash mastermind. So once we have 5 to 10 people, we'll build a group, and you can go into some training with Christine and Estie. So I really appreciate the time that you guys have taken today.
Thanks. And this is really a great thing for women entrepreneurs. I'm really trying to, women can really find their footing in this industry. And I think for all of us, there's an opportunity for us to really do something a little bit different than maybe what was traditionally taught. So, more than happy to share this, and I'm learning lots too, but don't be afraid to put your toe in the water.
I think in watching the news this morning, it was so great to see how many women are leading in healthcare and in government in our country, especially in this crisis. The women are really not taking over, but we're shining. So this is just another opportunity to get some more training, help other people out, and just learn to add more facets to your business and your financial picture as we grow.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the opportunity.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And for anybody that wants more information on the Entrepreneur Collective or the ladies meeting, once we start meeting live in person again, it'll be exciting. I'm missing going to Estrelita's clinic this month. My little polish. And so yeah, go to the website, sign up, become part of the collective. We're all learning and teaching and sharing together. The Entrepreneur Collective is a mighty network, which we have. It's a training platform. It is a group platform, and it is also an event platform. So come and join us there. And don't be shy. Get in and get to. There's hundreds of people there to send your 9-word email to, and get connected and get them curious about your business, and just build deep friendships and get it to know, like, and trust other people in the network, and we'll all grow and we'll all benefit. So thank you, ladies, for today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. And
Thank
Christine,
you.
I look forward to meeting you live and in person.
Yes, I look forward to coming to Whistler.
Okay, take
Thank
care.
you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.